Said, I'm Mariah DeLeo, and I am the Good Food Economy Program Director for Seattle Good Business Network. I'm joined by Kate Bell, who's our new Community Engagement Coordinator. And we're sharing a screen today because we just have a little bit of limited infrastructure. So we are outside. Hopefully, there's not too much sound that comes in. But thank you all so much for joining us today. We're gonna basically spend a good chunk of time kind of talking about the Mobilize platform that we use to do all of our online communications work with multiple different groups. And then we're going to talk a little bit about how the Washington Gleaning Network can exist in that group, its relationship to the rest, and kind of some of the features and capabilities that it has to help facilitate the kind of connections you all want to make. So I'm going to share my screen. And move it over here. I think this is the one I want. All right, can you all see this? Oh, great.
We can, yeah,
What it
we can
looks
see it.
like when I present. Okay,
Perfect.
great. Yeah, so like I said, Mobilize is the name of the platform that we use. And Good Food Forum is the larger umbrella organization, or the larger umbrella group that the Washington Gleaning Network is under. And I'm just going to show you just a brief kind of group hierarchy. So this is an online community that starts with Good Food Forum. And Good Food Forum is the group is basically made across all food system stakeholders. So farmers and ranchers and seafood harvesters, distributors, retailers, restaurants, food assistance organizations, institutions, business services, nonprofits, really the all sectors. Good Food Forum, this is meant for them to come together and really connect around market opportunities, as well as resources, infrastructure sharing, sharing just knowledge and best practices. And so that, was started basically to serve Puget Sound. So this is everybody who ever comes across the Puget Sound market, which, tends to be a lot of people. That being said, over the past 4 years, it's really grown a lot, and it's moved outside of, it's expanded a lot in its kind of reach. And what I kind of want to talk about is just how these subgroups work, which talks a little bit more about our geographic reach as well. You'll see kind of these lines below. These are subgroups, meaning that everyone in these groups below belong to the group above, but they're their own network. So you can see that the Washington Gleaning Network is a part of Good Food Exchange, which is a part of Good Food Forum. And then you'll also see Nourishing Community here. So I just want to explain those groups a little bit. By joining the Washington Gleaning Network, you're also joining Good Food Exchange. This is the exchange that we launched in September of 2023 that is a marketplace for sold and donated, recovered, and surplus food. So anybody, any organization, any business that has surplus or recovered food to offer either for sale or for donation can post in this group, and it acts basically as kind of a sell sheet that other groups who are part of it can receive. We'll get it by instant email. And so you can receive those offers and then respond to the poster about whether you want to either purchase or take someone up on a donated offer. So it's strictly a marketplace platform, although the sales or donation kind of what's the word I'm looking for? The transaction happens offline from there. So because this is, essentially what so much of the Gleaning Network will do, this is the place that you're automatically a part of now. And we'll talk about how we can change some email notifications and things like that. So you can really interact as much or as little as you'd like to. But I just wanted to point that out. And then on the other side, you'll see Nourishing Community. This is our group that's really specific to food security. So within Good Food Forum, we have a lot of different producers and a lot of different organizations working in food assistance, and lots of folks in between. And they this is the place where we've kind of made for people to come together, coordinate, and cooperate around shared goals. Again, also maybe offering infrastructure, food, or best practices, or that kind of thing. So you can see that once you join the Washington Gleaning Network, you'll be part of Good Food Exchange, part of Good Food Forum. And if you'd like to be part of Nourishing Community, you can join that as well. I want to just do a really brief, just kind of intro to how you actually get started, signed up on this, and then we'll go through the platform itself. You all received an email probably a few weeks ago from Sarah with an invitation to the Gleaning Network. I just re-upped that same email about an hour ago, so it should be at the top of your inbox. If you've not already created a profile and joined the network, all you need to do is click that button, open the email, click the button that says check out our community, sign up for the platform, complete your profile. So you don't actually have to upload a profile photo right away. You can do that later if you want. So just hit continue. There's a registration form that asks a little bit about your organization, what your capacities are, and then you're in. And so this is a way for you to, I'm going to actually take you on a live tour of this, but this is basically the platform that you'll see once we get started. I'm going to switch over to kind of a live tutorial, but before we do that, I just wanted to see if there are any questions to start.
Yeah, I just wrote in the chat, but I have a question. We have two folks in our staff who would likely be using this, and I'm just wondering what you suggest. Should we each create a profile? Should we each use the same login for the same profile?
Yeah, I definitely suggest each person creates their own. This is really people-based rather than organization-based.
Okay,
Also, people leave and move and do all sorts of things. And so you might want to join a couple of other groups. You might want to participate as yourself. We really recommend that you kind of come in as yourself rather than the organization.
great, thanks.
Okay. And thanks for putting that in the chat. I'll try and keep my eye on that as well as we go. Are there any questions for right now?
Mariah, I'll try to watch chat as well for you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so kind of jumping right in, this is basically called the lounge. So once you're in, this is just like a Facebook feed or something like that. You're going to get all of these different posts that people made, just in a regular feed that comes chronologically, which is great in my opinion. And the way that you start a post is you just come right up here to this discussion. You put something in the subject heading. Make sure the subject heading is really to the point about what you're getting at, because this might be one of the only things that people see. So write a subject, and then here in the body, you can obviously write whatever you'd like, and you can add files, images, videos, pictures, links, of course, all sorts of things. So it's really dynamic way to write any post. You can browse topics just kind of by, scrolling through, for instance. And I think I wanted to also show, I'm going to switch over to Good Food Exchange really quickly to show you how to search for topics. And I just want to point out over here, I have a lot more groups than you will see. So you can disregard some of these. You can join many of them, but you'll just likely see Good Food Forum, Good Food Exchange, and Washington Gleaning Network. I'm going to come over to Good Food Exchange and just show you it works exactly the same. But again, here's the marketplace. So I'm going to come up here and use this search function that'll search the feed for donation. So this might be something, sorry, I spelled that wrong. There we go. So you might want to search because you might not be currently interested in purchases. And then all of the kind of donations will pop up, and you can get a sense of some of the things that have come through here recently that were for donation only. So while I said this is a marketplace for sales as well, you definitely can offer and receive donations here. So if you're wanting to work outside of the network or even inside of it, this is probably going to be your best place to post about opportunities that you have. So that's how that search function works. And then just kind of post, like replying to a post. For instance, you saw this romaine hearts and you said, yes, I'm into it. You would just come down here and reply right here. put this, and you could say, yeah, I'm interested, Jeremy. I'd like to get these romaine hearts. He might also tell you to email, but I'll have to look at that. And you can also do a private reply. So you can reply just to the person posting rather than by a public comment. So you can do either one of those. Let's see. And then I just kind of want to pop into the members. So once all of you join and fill out your profiles, a lot of you were joined by invitation, so their profile isn't quite out here yet. I'm going to pick on Benji real quick here. You can look at all of their profile, what they have, what they're looking for, what they're offering, which is a really great way to find out about more people. And then you can message them directly just right here. So a message will pop up and then you'll have a chat exchange. The other thing you can do is you can start a group chat by just selecting the people that you want to chat with, hit select, and then you find yourself in a group chat that can last as little or as long as you like. Let's see. I also want to come over here to resources. So Sarah's already populated this with a number of really great links. Here's the Washington Food and Farm Finder, which we help produce, so we can answer those questions. And then also some gleaning resources, the video actually that goes over a lot of this for Good Food Forum. So you can add links, you can add folders, you can add all sorts of things over here in the resources. You can also add events. I just want to note, be very careful with creating events. When you do create it, it will include an invitation to everybody in the list, sends it to their actual work calendar. So if you don't want to do that, I would just put an event straight here in the discussion pool. And then the other thing I'll note is just how you find out about these things. So right now, the Gleaning Network is set up as a daily digest. So you will, for instance, let's see, you'll get an email that is kind of a digest that this is for Good Food Forum, for instance, and it'll say, here's all of the posts that came through. So as you can tell, you only see like the first 3 lines in the subject heading. So you got to be really direct here. But this is a way to get a whole bunch of posts in one day. So it's not really clogging up your inbox with things that may or may not be relevant to you. Good Food Exchange comes through as an instant email, which means every post goes into your inbox. And so, for instance, we had a Dagoti farm surplus that was posted, comes right here. You can come right up here and reply straight from your inbox. You can reply just to the poster, or if you reply all, that goes as a public comment. So you can just also interact without ever leaving your inbox, which is really great. If you get the daily digest and want to interact, then basically you just come here and you press these buttons and that pops you right back out into the platform itself. Let's see. And then changing your email settings. Maybe you want instant emails, maybe you don't. Maybe some things feel a little bit irrelevant or you're seeing too many of them. If you come right up here to your name and you just go to profile settings, again, I'm a part of a lot more groups, but you'll see the ability to send group highlight emails just by checking which groups you're part of, send an immediate email, and check which ones you want to see from there, based off of comments or manager announcements, private replies, mentions. You have a lot of control over your inbox, so you can be as engaged and involved or as hands-off as you like. So it's really up to you. So hopefully if things get annoying, you can tone down the emails, or if you're really interested in seeing more, you can increase them. And that's basically, that's the tour. So I'm also, my computer is getting a little low on battery, so I'm going to stop sharing right now so I can see your faces. And if I fall off, we're going to take over on Kate's phone.
Yeah,
Open
it's
for questions.
making me nervous seeing your computer at 13 minutes left. So, Jamila, I heard a voice, somebody was starting to ask a question.
Yeah, and I just wanted to point out that Kate's putting the video that pretty much goes over exactly what I just did for Good Food Forum. So you can take that and watch that and slow it down as many times as you'd like. Of course, we'll also send the slides out. Well, it's totally driving on E. I feel like got the Kramer juice. Like, how
Yeah.
far can I make it? Can I make it through the whole meeting?
Well, just really quickly, I mean, we're as you guys, as everybody on the call can see, if you haven't already had a chance to check in on this, it is a very powerful tool. And I think it's something that will be really beneficial for us, especially as we get into the growing season and start to have some opportunities that are available. So I would encourage everybody that's in the network to become familiarize yourself with it, get your presence set up the way you want to. Because again, once the harvest season starts, I have a feeling we're going to be using this pretty extensively.
That you were gonna share.
There's also some other stuff that pops up there. I've been on this forum for a while now, the Good Food Forward Network, and you see a lot of stuff like refrigerators and other like freebies that might be beneficial to your food bank. So it's worth signing up just for that alone.
Right. Again, and I think that Mariah, correct me if I'm wrong, but we're really one of the first efforts to broaden the geographic scope of the communications with this. So, I think that when it comes to sharing gleaning resources and some other things, I know that we've seen a lot of people able to exchange things just starting with a conversation here. So posting it here instead of just trying to send an email out to everybody and hopefully somebody will pick up the email. It just lives in one place. And I think that's a lot more efficient.
Yeah, and I'll make a note too, just about that expansion. We're part of, you saw obviously a lot of posts from Jeremy at Cascadia Produce. They're our partner. They just set up the Lettuce Help Center, which is a food recovery and surplus warehouse in Auburn, well, their warehouse, but doing a lot of this aggregation and distribution work there as a part of the launch of Good Food Exchange and our work together. And we have plans to expand this. It's been wildly successful, and we are looking at distribution routes and figuring out ways to optimize, cross-state travel and things like that. So it's in our intention to kind of grow statewide with that specific infrastructure and capability. But in terms of the soft infrastructure, in terms of this platform, this is also going to grow that, right? This group and all the people who are going to be posting and things like that, which means that Good Food Forum is going to be growing. And we've kind of talked to others about growing that as well. So right now, the best way, I know it's not ideal when resources come through and they might be Seattle based. And if you're out in Bellingham or Pend Oreille, it may or may not be relevant to you. So right now, the best way is really using your email notifications to control what you see if you feel like you're getting too much of one thing. But the other thing is we've been in talks with the company that makes this platform, Mobilize. It'll be called Forge soon, but we've been in talks with them to talk about different features to add, including tagging with either locations or categories or things like that. So just want to let you know that there are considerations for how to make sure that you're getting the most relevant content to you. That's a part of our ongoing kind of like development plan.
Great. Okay. Anybody else have a question? I know that several folks joined a little bit later. We did record this. We are going to share this with the group. So you'll probably see the link. We'll probably do that through the Good Food Exchange system. We'll send that link out, and I think Sarah will also place it. One of the things that we're working on is a new page on the Harvest Against Hunger website where we can have lots of these resources available that you can go to instead of trying to remember what the Google site is. So we'll have some of that information and make sure that we have the link to this recording up there as well. Before we lose you, Mariah, any final words for the group?
No, I think just like get a sense and play around with it and just check it out. There's a lot. This thing has been going for 4 years now, and there's a lot of content, there's a lot of resources, there's a lot of things that have come through. So it's worth just kind of browsing. And then we are super open to questions at any time. You can find us there and just message us directly. Either myself or Kate or Sarah, of course. And so any questions you have about it, ideas you have about it, things you wish, feel free to just reach out and let us know. We're here to provide any technical assistance that you need.
Great. Thanks. And Mariah, I think we're going to have our first sort of in-person group meeting next Wednesday. as part of the the Gleaning Symposium for the Association of Gleaning Organizations. So we may brainstorm a little bit what other tools we'd like to see here, and we'll definitely, Sarah will probably get back to you. We lost her. Stacy, you came on. Did you have a question for her? Okay, all right.
Thank you. I was just going to say thank you. I always get excited when existing infrastructure is in play that can be, oh, there. Hi, Mariah.
Yeah, certainly. Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying thank you, Mariah. I think, I am excited about existing infrastructure in place that can be, we can build upon and just create better outcomes for our community quicker. I love speed, so thank you.
Okay. Well, if we don't have any other questions, we'll get the recording up. It's great to see everybody. Thank you all so much for joining us. Mariah and Kate, thank you both for joining us out in the rain. Would have been better to do this yesterday. It was so nice. But we'll definitely look forward to using this tool and helping to develop it to support the work of the Washington Gleaning Network. So thank you all for joining us today. We'll have the recording soon, and look forward to working with everybody and seeing many of you next Wednesday. Take care.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you for coming.
Thanks, David.
Bye all.